everyone, myself Dr. Shivakant Pathak, once more available with you to see one more important topic with you people, that is potential energy of a charged particle, charge capacitor, charge conductor, right? See how we are bringing a concept of potential energy of a charge capacitor. What is the formula, on what factor it depends, and how we will use this formula to do the further topic. See, one thing is important, that if a capacitor is charged, then its electrical potential V increases, and this is by relation Q is equal to CV. So more charge, more electric potential, but ratio remains constant, and this we have seen in the definition of that we may also write V is equal to Q by C. Since C is a constant, so on increasing the charge, electric potential will increase. This we are going to write by equation number 1 here. Clear? See how potential energy is stored in a capacitor. When we charge a capacitor, then we do work to charge the capacitor. So this work done is stored in a form of potential energy in a capacitor with the charge. So this is the concept. The work done in charging a capacitor is stored in capacitor in form of potential energy, PE. PE means potential energy. So for charging a capacitor, what is required? See in the box. Work done for what? Charging a capacitor, and this is stored. Where is stored? Within a capacitor in form of potential energy, right? And my target is to obtain the formula of potential energy of this charged capacitor. Equation 1 is clear. We are knowing Q is equal to CV or V is equal to Q by C. Up to here is a common. Suppose we give dq charge to a capacitor. So for that, work done will be dW. For charging dq, work done will be what? dW. So naturally we can write this dW is equal to this work done is equal to how much potential increases due to this dq. D capital Q we have seen small q, because everywhere we are using the small q. So we give dq charge, small dq charge to increase. So dW is equal to V dq, and we are representing it as equation number 2. Now we are going to calculate net work done. Net work done, this W is equal to integration of W. This charge we are going to give from 0 to Q. Here. This is V dq V dq. See very carefully. Now this is 0 to q. No. This is a dw integration. This is equal to integral 0 to q in right hand side V dq. Now this V is given by equation 1 is q by c dq. See here, since V is equal to q by c, here is given in equation number 1. So it's become 1 by c is a common, 0 to q, q dq. Now it's become 1 by c, q square by 2, 0 to q, q by c. So this becomes half q square by 2c. This is work done is equal to q square by 2c. We are knowing this work done stores in form of potential energy. Then potential energy is denoted by U here. So potential energy U is equal to half q square by c. This is one formula. It is represented in other forms also. Since U is equal to half, Q is equal to CV. So putting it is C square V square by C. This becomes half CV square. It is also represented. This is equation number 3 because 1, 2 is over. So now it's become equation 4. This is formula to calculate electric potential energy stored within a capacitor in form of joule. Right? So this is a formula. Actually my plan was to derive some another derivation by using this formula half CV square. That is why I have shown in front of you the derivation of a small topic. The main topic of this lecture is that is redistribution of charges. Redistribution of charges. We are going to see this redistribution of charges. We are also known by one more common potential. See the concept of what is a common potential and redistribution of charges. To understand this, first of all see what are the situation I am going to make in front of you and how I will design and do all the works and calculation for showing the concept of redistribution of charges. Here distribution of charges means more than 2 capacitor is required to distribute the charge. So here let us consider 2 capacitor capital A and capital B having capacitance C1 and C2. So we are selecting a 2 capacitor and both are provided by charge, suppose Q and Q2 respectively. So we are giving both the charges, both the capacitor A and B, Q1 charge and Q2 charge, and their electric potential becomes V1 and V2. This thing can be understood here in the diagram. See here two capacitor A provided by charge Q1 having capacitance C1 and potential on the surface is a V1, and second capacitor B having capacitance C2, provided charge Q2 and its potential is due to charge V2 is Q2 is a V2, right? So these two charges capacitors here A and B available. Here in this we can write for capacitor A, Q1 is equal to C1 V1 and Q2 is equal to C2 V2, represented by equation number 1. Clear? Now see very carefully here in the whole of the business. What we do? These two capacitors, what we do? Bring nearby. Both capacitors are A and B. Their capacitance are C1 and C2 having charges Q1 and Q2. Both joined by a wire conductor. Joined by conductor. Right? Before conducting they have a potential V1 and V2. Then charge will flow from higher potential to, before connection, potential, this charge will flow from higher potential to lower potential. The charge is flowing same like as air, flowing in higher pressure to lower pressure. Water flow from higher height to lower height. Heat energy flow from higher temperature to lower temperature. Same like as charge also flow from higher potential to lower potential. See the term in the box. How charges flow? Higher potential to lower potential to obtain common potential. This common potential we are giving by capital V, not V1, V2. So common potential before connecting. See in the diagram, before connecting, charge were Q1 and Q2, potential were V1 and V2. But after joining, let charges becomes Q dash and Q double dash. Q1 dash we may write Q2 double dash, and their potential becomes common potential V. At this common potential, flow of charge stops. So here flow is continued till potential of both capacitor becomes same. That is the common potential V. This is the concept. So common potential V can be obtained by total charge by total capacitance. Total charge is C. Total charge is C. If you are taking the value before the connection, Q1 on first and Q2 on second, this is the total charge. by total capacitance C1 of first and C2 of second. So, but we are knowing Q1 is equal to C1 V1 and Q2 is equal to C2 V2 by equation. Then, and total capacitance is C1 plus C2. So, common potential here it is given by equation number 2. Common potential. So, two equations we have. One equation I am representing you, Q1 is equal to C1 V1, Q2 is equal to C2 V2, and by this common potential V is equal to C1 V1 plus C2 V2 upon C1 plus C2. Now we are going to see the next thing. After redistribution of charges, what is the charges after redistribution? Their charges becomes Q1 dash and Q2 dash. Then Q1 dash is can be given C1 into common potential and Q2 double dash is equal to C2V. This is a common potential. If we are obtaining Q1 dash by Q2 double dash, this is equal to C1 by C2. It means one thing is a common, very important from this concept. The charges will be distributed in the ratio of their capacitance. This is the important physics drawn here. What is important physics drawn here? See, charges will be redistributed in ratio of their capacitance. This is one important result we have drawn from this calculation after connecting two potentials by one. Right? Now, in this we are going, when it is connected and charge flow from higher to lower, then surely there is a loss in energy. Loss in energy. Students understand why loss in energy. This loss in energy due to transfer of charge. In transfer of charge there is work done. So its sum of the energy is lost. So we want to calculate the loss in energy. Here see, carefully students. So when we connect, see, focus here on the diagram. When we connect, before connection there were charges Q1 and Q2. As a result there is a potential V1 and V2. If we imagine V1 is greater than V2, then charges will flow from higher to lower. Q1 to Q2 to become a common potential V. At common potential V, flow of charge remains stop. So if V1 is higher potential, then Q1 will decrease and Q2 will increase and will be stabilized under equilibrium in these values, Q1 dash and Q2 double dash. Here these two values stabilized. In this whole phenomena, there is a loss in energy. Why loss in energy? This loss in energy due to the transfer of charges. Why? Because here work is done and due to this work the loss in energy. So we, for calculation of loss in energy, we want to see total energy before connecting, right? What is the energy of A? Half C1 V1 square. Are you understanding why we have derived the formula of stored energy half CV square? For the use up to here. And before connection the energy of B half C2 V2 square. So total energy before connection. What is half? Total energy before connection is equal to half C1 V1 square plus half C2 V2 square, and this is written in equation number 4, right? This total energy before stored I am representing in term of U, right? So U is equal to half C1 V1 square plus half C2 V2 square. Total energy after the connection we will see in the next page. In next page, total energy after connection. When we connecting, this becomes a common one system. Common system it's become. So the system becomes common in which let this energy is U dash. Total energy after connection U dash. It is half CV square. So it is a common system, one system. This becomes one system of A and B. Both capacitor are half. So capacitance becomes C1 plus C2. And its common potential V square. U dash. Now see half C1 plus C2 and V. What is a common potential? Common potential formula we have seen in equation number 2. That is C1 V1 plus C2 V2 by C1 plus C2. It is total whole square. So what this becomes in it? C1 V1 plus C2 V2 whole square by 2 C1 plus C2. It is U dash. This is by one more equation. It is equation number 5. Now we are going to see loss in energy. This loss in energy is total energy before connection, it is U, minus total energy after. So see carefully. Total energy before is half C1 V1 square plus half C2 V2 square minus total energy after, it is C1 V1 plus C2 V2 whole square by C1 plus C2 in a 2. Now we are taking common this term which is written here. So see carefully what becomes here in this part. This is C1 V1 square plus C2 V2 square. We are taken C1 plus C2 here, so no one is here. So we have to multiply by C1 plus C2 minus C1 V1 plus C2 V2. This is, see carefully, whole square. Now see how we are going to do C1 plus C2. We are going to multiply, it is C1 square V1 square plus when it is multiplied by C1 C2 V2 square, now plus C1 C2 V1 square plus C2 square V2 square. See carefully, it is due to the expansion of it. Now by next color you see expansion of this term is writing I am from here. It is minus is here, see carefully. I am writing from here C1 square V1 square plus C2 square V2 square by formula A plus B whole square plus 2 C1 C2 V1 V2. See students very carefully here in the concept. C1 V1 square, C1 V1 square. It will be cancelled because one is plus and other is minus by opening the bracket. See here in this case also, these two cancels. So 1, 2 and 3 term, 2 term by the black pen and 1 by the blue pen is available. In this C1 C2, C1 C2, C1 C2 is a common. So we may write C1 C2 by 2 C1 plus C2. See very carefully. Here is a term V2 square plus V1 square minus 2 V1 V2. Or we may write C1 by C2 plus 2 C1 plus C2. Here V2 minus V1 whole square. Loss in energy. Loss in energy. This is represented by one more equation. This equation is a 5. Now see what is the physics after this long derivation and watching the mathematics. This formula focus, very important. Here in both formula in the right hand side, C1 and C2 is positive. Always positive. But see here in this case, V2 minus V1, this implies that may be positive and negative both. If V2 is greater than V1, it is a positive. If V2 is less than V1, it is a negative. But V2 minus V1 whole square is always positive. This implies that loss in energy is always positive. See what does mean of positive? If it means before the energy, total energy before is greater than total energy after the connections. It means surely there is loss in energy. So what idea we have taken in the beginning, here we prove that on connecting the capacitor there is always loss in energy. Okay, so this is for today. Thank you and have a nice day to all.